story och get all eaten up, snickersnacka.
Donna Noble is about to have the best day of her life when she walks down the aisle towards her future husband Lance. Suddenly, and surprisingly, she ends up on the TARDIS in the middle of space, leaving the Doctor incredibly confused. Can the Doctor get the runaway bride back to the church in time for the wedding? What are those pesky Santas wanting this time? And where did that wonderful Christmas star in the sky come from? Let's discuss The Runaway Bride, which aired the 25th of December 2006. It was written by Russell T Davies and directed by Euros Lynn. Hello and welcome to this Eyes of Harmony review of The Runaway Bride, our Christmas...
Ho ho ho!
The Christmas special for this year just slipped in.
Ho ho ho!
Slipped in with the batch, because yeah, we're doing the lazy thing of like Doctor Who nowadays, where it's like, oh, you've still got 13 episodes a year. It's like, yeah, we used to have 14 motherfuckers, and you've done this to us now. But yes.
How could you?
So, this was, I remember being super excited for this back in the day, The Runaway Bride. You know, it's, we met this at the end of the last series, you know, just this random person in a wedding dress on the TARDIS. We just lost Rose, and then this happened, and it was pretty crazy.
It was a bizarre sight to see at the
end. And like the best thing about it is you're like, how did she get that? And that's a really good cliffhanger. You know, like, does that have to be scary? Just what the hell? I remember, I was waiting from July to December just to find out.
Well, everyone was.
It was big anticipation. That was super. It was like Doctor Who this year was even bigger. Like I remember 2005. I wasn't as pumped for it, mainly because the Doctor had changed. I was still very like, what the hell? Like, that's kind of, I miss Chris. But I mean, after having a season of David, even though it's not the best season, I think it's probably actually his weakest series too. It's still, you know, I got comfortable with him being the Doctor. So then when it was like, oh, yeah, I remember being really surprised he didn't regenerate at the end of Doomsday. I was like, oh, it's going to be a new actor per season or something.
Well, that would be interesting. That would be great.
Because I mean, as a young kid and without using the internet, you know, that's what I'd learned. It was a Doctor per season. So I remember I was especially excited that he'd stayed on and he was going to be there at Christmas. Because, yeah, I remember, like, seriously waiting for him to die and something, yeah, just so he'd change again.
I think the other thing about this is that this was kind of the era where Doctor Who in the new series was kind of at its pinnacle, I guess, in terms of popularity. Like, all the kids at the playground were collecting figures and collecting the Battles in Front trading cards and talking about it and such. So, you know, like, over the course of the season, because David really resonated with a lot of the kids of the era, just kind of, you know,
he had a charm to him.
Just in general, like this kind of era as a whole, you know, you're more excited to watch episodes because you know, had more of a group feel. Like, everyone was kind of excited for it. Everybody was, you know, kind of talking about it and such, which, you know, would slowly dissipate as the seasons go on till you're literally one of two kids still collecting Doctor Who Battles in Time cards at the back of the school. But, yeah, repressed memories aside, yeah, I remember I was excited for this. I mean, it was before this when I started, like, also finding out about, like, the internet and going on various Doctor Who sites and such. So, yeah, I kind of, yeah, at the time I was trying to look up as much as I could and find out all the information and see pick the part, like, you know, when there was a trailer, seeing what I could get out of it. And I think I watched the trailer, like, several times, but I think I did that with, like, lots of stories at that point in time. Just kind of seeing what I could get out of it. in between my extensive looking back at the Doctor Who Classic Series page over and over again. But yeah, no, I was excited to this. Yeah, as I was basically every episode of that era. And yeah, no, it was good. Was this one of the ones where they had like a comic relief like teaser or something?
So during Children in Need, it's been confirmed this year that you know Twice Upon a Time's getting one as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes they released a little thing like a crash.
Yeah.
It was set between, but this one, you know, the end of last series connects straight to the beginning of the next episode, so they couldn't add in a mini thing there. So they just showed the clip. I think it was the taxi.
Yeah, it was a 4-minute clip of the taxi. I've just seen it now
scene.
on the thing. Yes, no, they did have that. I do remember seeing that.
I remember watching that over and over. That's what I used to do. Like when it was the Next Doctor, jumping forward a few years, but I watched that on like repeat, like that opening, because I was like, "What's going on? Is this the new Doctor?" You know, even though I knew it wasn't, but I was like, "Is he going to be the one after Matt Smith? Have they already cast?"
Well, they hadn't announced Matt Smith at that point.
Yeah, they had
No, they hadn't.
Oh, was it
I
just
remember
before?
very clearly. No, they didn't.
Right. Yeah, well,
This was before. We were unsure. Like, I remember David Morrissey was into speculation for the Next Doctor because maybe he could be. You know.
I do like that story, but that's a few years ahead.
Yeah, that's jumping ahead a bit.
But yeah. It was. This one is the most sequel-like.
Yes.
It's a sequel to the Christmas Invasion. Which I think in some ways isn't bad, because I mean, Special is the most watched episode during a year of Doctor Who. Everyone's
but that's also kind of the issue though, because lots of people already saw the Christmas Invasion.
True, but
like,
I think this year it was comfortable rehashing some parts. Some parts I'm okay with, other parts I'm not, but I think we'll get to that as we go through it.
I think, yeah, I'll just give a short summary here, but I think in general, where it tries to do its own thing, it usually succeeds, but where it tries to, like, generally do what Christmas Invasion did, but try to build it up, it just doesn't. I mean, it wasn't, like, I remember back in the day when I was a kid, I liked those kind of segments, but now I kind of roll my eyes at it, like, it's just like,
I don't know. I remember.
Can we do something else? Like,
I think thing is, as a kid, I think it brought real excitement. But as I say, I think we'll say when we get to it.
I think it would have been just as exciting if we did something original.
But anyway, so it starts with Donna. Oh, what I liked is the establishing shot. You know, that when it's space and the moon, and then it zooms in on Earth.
They did the rose thing.
I like that. What I liked was it was like, this is a new beginning with a new companion. But I mean, she didn't stay on.
Not really a companion at this point. Yeah.
But that's the only thing which destroys my argument. But I think it's like kind of going, it's the same show still, even though Rose has gone.
In a way, yeah.
Because they did that at the start of the Christmas Invasion as well. So at the start of Rose, it was a new beginning. At the start of the Christmas Invasion, it was a new Doctor. And then at the start of Runaway Bride, it was still the same show, just Rose wasn't there. So, you know, that's the way I look at it. So anyway, so Donna's walking down the aisle, which is all nice. You know, Lance is at the altar, and she screams and she disappears into a cloud of energy and flies off through the ceiling.
Yeah, this was definitely a very intriguing intro when you first see it. It's like, how? What?
So like,
The other thing I found impressive with it is just the sheer amount of people they got for it.
Yes, that's exactly. I was literally going to say that. Like, just for a short opening kind of scene, they got a load of extras.
Although they did continue to use them, like, for the
true, for the party and so on, and they are in a few.
But you know, I mean, even the slightly bigger episodes don't usually quite get that, quite as many. Well, I mean, actually thinking about it, maybe that's not because I think about stuff like the last experimental voice of the damned, and they do the exact same. So never mind about that. But yeah, still they got a fair few people to do it. Yeah, that's.
It was an impressive opening. It looked like Doctor Who was getting bigger. You know, I don't think had they ever had a big ensemble like that. I don't think they had.
New Earth.
Oh
With
yeah,
all the
yeah,
zombies.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I guess to some extent, Doomsday had a lot of people.
I guess Cybermen as well. Oh no, but I don't know.
No, there weren't as many Cybermen, and you made it look like there were more Cybermen
Yeah.
than they were.
I mean, yeah, you just got to count how many's in the church. I mean, Christmas Invasion had a lot of people on roofs, but they might just be the same extras, just added on in different clothes. I mean, these were different people; they didn't fake it. But anyway, yeah. So the 10th Doctor's in space, and it's just a repeat of what happened at the end of the last season. It's the intro. I always do like a sigh of happiness every time that intro comes on. It's just classic New Who. It's just
Yeah, I guess you kind of refer to it as that, although it's still New Who, but it's classic New Who. I mean, what do we
Exactly.
refer it to? I mean, it's not classic, it's not new.
What's in between classic and new? No, okay, well, no.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I'll say this a few times throughout this thing, but David Tennant and Catherine Tate bouncing off each other.
So good.
It's really enjoyable to watch. Like, it really is. Like, yeah, and this kind of the interactions they have kind of continue when it eventually kind of becomes like permanent later on. But like, it's just their chemistry is excellent. Like, just in general, like they really do bounce off each other really well. Like,
Out of all the companions, Tennant had his best with Donna.
yeah, although they had different kind of ways. So, like, Doctor felt most comfortable around Rose, but maybe in terms of just the general chemistry, it kind of felt the most, I guess, fun and in some ways natural with Donna, I guess.
Yeah.
And Martha was there.
I think it was nice actually having a companion again who knew nothing about anything again. 'Cause Rose
Who missed everything.
Yeah. And yeah, so then I really like that scene on the TARDIS and like how she opens the doors. It's just a really nice scene. And like
And just a slow acceptance to everything from
and it's
Donna.
that sting you feel for the Doctor though, where she's like, "Oh, you've done this before." When she finds Rose's jacket, it's like, and then like the Doctor just stares at her. David Tennant has such a good stare.
Yeah.
Ooh. Actually, I've worked out what we can call the era now. So Baroque music came before classical. So the classic era series is now the Baroque series, and Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant is now classic Doctor Who.
We may as well just start calling it Doctor Who for Stone Age. Doctor Who
So
Middle
now,
Ages.
now when we say Baroque Who, we mean classic Who. Now when we say classic Who, we mean series 1 to the specials. It's canon. It's Eyes of Harmony canon. But yeah.
Well,
so-
everything's going on. Donna's mum's on. We cut to a quick scene of Donna's mum kind of on back in the church, kind of panicking.
when
I
they're
do
all
like
on the
that
phone,
scene.
yeah. And yeah, it's
It's kind of check home. I don't know how much would have got there.
I love it. Yeah, everyone like just trying to work out and calling people, and everyone's calling, and it's like I've got one wedding refusing to leave. I've got another wedding in 15 minutes. I think it's a police matter. My only interest is why Wilf isn't there. I think they explain it later, like he was ill or something. But yeah, I guess at that time because they started filming series 4 with the dad, didn't they? But he could.
Yeah. Well, no, he died.
He did die, but I mean, they realised he couldn't do it either, and then he died shortly after.
No, he died. I mean, I think he just couldn't turn up to the next thing of filming. I don't think they stopped. I think they recorded a little bit of it.
Realised then they realised that he just wasn't up for it. He was dying, basically, and then, he shortly died after. Which was sad.
It's a shame. He was good in this story. They didn't see him for very long, but he was good.
But yeah, so then they fly back to Earth, and they're not anywhere. And then there's a nice, they don't do it's the bigger on the inside, like all over the top. It felt more smooth this time as the Doctor's trying to work out where she is. I don't know. I'd say the pacing for this story is actually really, really good. There's not really a dull moment. Even like there's one point where it takes a breath of fresh air, which is after the flying taxi scene. There's like one breath, like a, and then it goes straight back into the action. It's all going off again. It was just good.
Yeah. And like, yeah.
The Doctor actually states it's 2008 during this.
Yes.
Which makes sense. Because
they jump forward a year.
Yeah, because she showed 2005 and it went to 2008. And Christmas Invasion was 2007. God.
And then at some point they just gave up on that idea and went back to doing it per the year they released it in.
Yeah, much easier that way.
It is. It's kind of weird how they kind of had it out of sync for a little bit.
Yeah, so that means when it was 2008.
Although it wasn't 12 years though.
And it was the next 12 years, my God. I do not know where you got that number from. Well, no, because
it was 12 months. You said 6 months in fairness. That wasn't quite right either.
Oh, fair.
But I got the 12. I just
just times it by 12.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeez. But yeah, and yeah, she hates Christmas, which was nothing which was ever brought up again. I think in the end of time,
although I think
maybe they should have harked back to that in the end of time.
Maybe. Although I think she kind of got over it here. I think a little bit.
But yeah.
Also,
so
I have to say, well, I need to stop saying I have to say because I keep.
It's your catchphrase. I have to say.
I don't want it to be my catchphrase. Okay, but
you need a shirt with "I have to say" on it. I think I'm going to get you that. A shirt with "I have to say." just so I don't even have to say it, I can just point to my shirt. Yeah.
I won't translate well into a podcast, but
you could just take a picture of the shirt.
But how would that work in discussions?
You just put the picture up. I have to say, please look at photo, look at screen, and then you continue with what you're saying.
But yeah,
at least your new catchphrase would be "look at the screen."
Look at it.
Jesus.
Yeah. They have a scene out here where they're trying to get back to the wedding by going for taxis, and I have to say this goes on for a bit too long and isn't really funny.
Yeah. So this
like
is
it's like an extended, exaggerated joke that just doesn't quite work.
Yeah, and then there's the pocket joke, which is used a few times. Yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few times.
Just a few times. But here at Eyes of Harmony, it's Christmas. We're gonna we got a charity video. So please just watch this video and please support this charity. Have you ever wanted to go out and couldn't? Well, Conrad here has. Because he didn't have pockets. Have you ever wanted to make a Lego set, but couldn't bring the instructions with you? Well, Conrad here has. Because he didn't have pockets. Have you ever tried to read and couldn't because you didn't have a dictionary with you? Well, Conrad here has. Because he didn't have pockets. Have you ever wanted to murder someone and couldn't hide the weapon? Well, Conrad here has. Because he didn't have pockets. please call 07700 900 461. Give someone pockets this Christmas. Cool. Thank you for watching that video. We hope you donate to that cause. This is a good cause. Yeah. Not having pockets is a stressful thing. You know. People need pockets. Hashtag. Tweet it. But yeah, so
you have pockets?
Yeah, so the scene goes on way too long, and this is where I think the most crowbarred thing is those the robot Santas.
The pilot fish.
Like, where do they come from?
They did the exact same thing as they did last time.
See, in some ways,
literally.
I think it would have been better for that scene if their music, their brass band music, had been in from the start of the scene. Because in Christmas Invasion, the scene starts and you can hear the music. So you know it's there, and then they draw attention to who's playing it, and then it turns out they're the bad guys, and it's really good. Like, it's good storytelling. It's like, first you hear the danger, then you kind of see it, but you don't know it's the danger, then holy fuck, it is the danger. And in this one, they didn't really do it. They just kind of slowly brought it in. And I prefer the Christmas tree thing later on than when just bringing back the pilot fish. But, I mean, it's got a sense of... like, oh, this is what they're doing, so you know where you are, kind of thing.
To be honest, I think, because later on, in the pilot fish would like take off their helmet, and actually underneath their helmets is a pretty cool design. I think it might have helped if they just had that, maybe not even do the whole brass band thing. But if they were just cool looking robots, as opposed to done this, Santas are robots.
Would you want them to bring back the pilot fish?
How? No.
No, not even now.
Now, not really. No, I think there are plenty more. I think there are plenty more villains.
No, in a Christmas special, I mean, like, you know, being used.
No, because I think there are more interesting things to do at Christmas than just have robot Santas. Like, I think all that they needed to be done has been done. Actually, pretty much just in the Christmas Invasion. Like, they got their effect. They're creepy robotic Santas. Okay.
I mean, but it's been 10 years since we've seen them. And like,
but I don't think there's hardly anybody clamouring for the return of the pilot fish, the highest ranked Doctor Who villain ever.
I like the design. I like
they're okay.
Simplistic robot.
But I'd rather see new stuff.
Yeah, but if there was a new villain which was using the robots, what about that?
It would still feel samey. Like, they're just filling in the same roles they always did. Like, there's no need for it. I'd rather see them have new henchmen as opposed to use the pilot fish, because they're kind of memorable, but kind of not. You know, they're just... I mean... They were seen for like 5 minutes in Christmas Invasion. And
I think they were 10 minutes. They were more pointless in the Christmas Invasion than they were here.
Yes, but they don't do much more here.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, what would they do with the pilot fish? They would basically... I can only see them basically enacting the same role that they did here. And, like, any villain can fill in that role. Why not make it a cool new design? Why use the emotionless robotic Santas?
I just like the brass band feature, that they're machine guns and stuff.
Been there, done it. Like, that's all I can say about it. Like, there's no need for it. Like, there's nothing really there. They're just robots. They're just robots.
Well, I think you're being insensitive. Robots have feelings too. But yeah, no.
Some robots have feelings too. Wally has feelings. Pilot fish. I mean, they're not even robots, really. They're... What was it they explained that they were?
I think they're just called Santa robots. I don't think they're called anything else. I think they literally are just robots.
No, they're called pilot fish in
Christmas Invasion.
Yeah, and it's the same here. But because, of course, the description is that they basically just appear whenever there's trouble in order to
Well,
No.
the first time they were trying to harness the Doctor's regeneration energy, and this time they were working with
The
Arachnos.
Arachnos, for not really any reason.
Yeah,
Why are they working?
but yeah,
That's never explained here.
yeah, it is
That-
true.
That's...
True. But I mean, what I do like is that they don't actually show the Arachnos for ages, do they?
No, they
That's
don't.
what I liked. It kind of made you think, okay, there's a bigger villain coming. That is one good thing about the robot fish, the pilot fish. It's kind of, it's telling you that, okay, these aren't the main villains. I mean, it needed some action. We needed some danger because at the moment, I think we're about a quarter of the way through the episode, and so far we were just trying to get in a taxi. It's like not the most. It needed an action scene. I mean, you couldn't use the Arachnos in that scene, so having the robots was kind of needed to get the plot forward. I mean, you might as well use something which is familiar, so the Doctor knows it's danger, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And to the audience who watched it last year, they know that it's danger as well. So it's like this. Oh my God, they're back. Oh, from last year. You know, it's kind of, it makes it feel like, I don't know, maybe it's a bit bigger, like it's connected and so on.
yeah, but it also, again, as I keep saying, it kind of makes it feel samey.
True.
It does.
No.
They just fill in the same role. And the same thing with the Christmas tree when we get to that later. They're just all filling in basically the same roles that they did last time. Like I say, it kind of makes me roll my eyes and just kind of think...
So then we have...
Like, I can watch Christmas Invasion at any point. Like, I got the DVD. Why do I need to watch them do the same thing? It's when this episode does its own thing, that it kind of becomes more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, that's when it...
Then we get the taxi scene, which is an awesome scene. I
Yeah,
like
no,
this
it's
scene.
a cool scene. Like the one iffy thing is that the TARDIS's CG's a little
Yeah,
off, but at the same time,
It's
on the
pretty
TV
good.
budget for the era, yeah, it's not so bad.
I
It's
mean,
not
I like
so
it when
bad.
it bounces on the car, and the sound effect they added, the wild track they added on top was really good actually. It, you know, you actually, and like I think they made the car shake as well, so you know it made you actually think that the TARDIS hit it.
But yeah, no, just the like
But yeah, I love it. I love it where
Donald's
she's like,
realization.
the music at the scene where she's like, "I'm in my wedding dress," and it's like, "Yes, you look lovely. Now jump."
Yeah.
There's a little music motif in that moment, and it's so good. It's really good. And yeah, then there's the two random kids watching. Like, I feel sorry for the parents in that car. They're like, shut up! What the fuck are you shouting about? Like, who are you telling to jump? Makes it sound like they've seen some person on top of a bridge, and they're like, jump, kill yourself. Like, come on, if you're on a highway and you're hearing someone shout jump, does it make it sound more like you want someone to kill themselves? Also, they're bad parents because those kids don't have seatbelts on, so they should be arrested and pulled over. I'm pretty sure they don't have seatbelts on. So just saying.
I know you can turn around in seatbelts.
No, it's like they're like kind of sitting on this. I don't know. I can't remember it now off the top of my head. I swear they don't have belts on, so they're shitty parents. And the Doctor, that should be the real Christmas message. Wear your seatbelts. You should have just cut at the end, just the kids dead on the
Fasten
road.
your
Kids dead on
yeah,
the road.
that's a PSA. it's just
And then you know that
PSA.
Think, you know the Think adverts. They just think of
Yeah, that's exactly what I was.
just the two kids on the road. While you were watching Doctor Who, you didn't realise that these kids didn't have their seatbelts on. That would be so depressing at Christmas, just to show that.
That would. They more so than the next year's, but anyway. Actually, we forgot one bit. The money.
Yeah, the cool fake money which I had to make.
Yeah, well, no, just the distraction of the money, just like the Doctor having to explode it just to get out the way. Like, that is a cool moment. Like, out of anything that kind of from the Runaway Bride, that moment is the one that sticks in my head.
Yeah,
most
it does
vividly.
actually. It's quite memorable, really.
Yeah, because it's just kind of a cool moment. Like, it's just, how do you strike somebody? Oh, let's explode the money.
I wish you'd do that if I was in the queue. Can someone do that for me, please?
Or just happen to be in the area, just be able to
Yeah.
the money. The
That would
the
be
Doctor's a
nice.
vandalist. He's not. I wonder if there's ever a warrant placed up for him because of
To
that.
be fair, like the entire bank security would see everyone grabbing that money and probably...
Yeah, no, but that's not their fault. The Doctor, they would have on CCTV him exploding the thing.
The Sonic glitched it. It's all good.
You didn't see him do that to the CCTV.
Well, you didn't see him not do it, so there you go.
Well, we basically did because we got
No,
that
no.
entire moment where he exploded it and runs off.
But you think about what you Sonic it, so it wouldn't have taken him 2 seconds to deactivate the camera.
Maybe he didn't think about it.
He's smart. I think he probably did.
But maybe he didn't think
Well,
about
shut
it.
up,
Even
he did.
smart people don't think about it necessarily.
Yeah, okay, well, I doubt the government's going to go after the Doctor.
Well, I mean, the police don't know it's not the Doctor.
Anyway, yeah, so then they have a nice conversation on the roof, the Doctor and Donna, and yeah, he bio-damps her, and yeah, she missed stuff.
It's a pleasant scene. It might go on a little too long, but actually, yeah, generally...
This is that breath there. It's a nice breath. It's like you kind of get this breath there before they kind of go in with the rest of the story.
Things have kind of been non-stop for a little while now, and, you know... But actually, I think this moment kind of highlights another issue I have with the episode, which is just certainly had to be quite a few. But, tonally, this episode is kind of weird. Like, it can't quite make up its mind if it wants to be a comedy or a heartfelt kind of Christmas thing. You know?
Both? Isn't that usually a Christmas film, though?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Have you not seen Jingle All the Way?
I think certainly, like, some of the Christmas Invasion and, like, stuff like, you know, a few of the other Christmas, like, special stuff, even in other shows, like, they kind of do it. This one, at moments, it can go from, like, Donna practically in tears to comically splatting against the wall.
I mean,
it's like...
She doesn't really cry in this, does she?
No, with Lance in the TARDIS, she pretty much is. Because the Doctor doesn't notice, and she's kind of got her back turned. And...
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it goes from something like... It has moments like that, and then it has, like, comic sound effects smashing into walls, you know. Or stuff like, yeah, this kind scene here.
I don't know.
It's just, like, feels kind of...
I see
like,
what you mean, yeah. I don't...
It's a bit weird at moments. Like, I wouldn't say that's... Yeah, the entire way through the episode, it's not. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it feels like it fits. Like some of Donna's comments compared to everything else going around it. It does work in some moments, and in other moments it feels off. Like I wouldn't say it like ruins anything or anything, but it just kind of. Like, you see some moments and you're kind of like, does this really fit with the scene I just saw before? Does this,
Yeah. No, that one didn't really jar me as much. The one is, so they get to reception, they had it without her, she cries, I quite like that. The party continues, and then the Doctor's just watching. The Doctor's just watching them dance.
Yep. Sorry, but while they're on the roof scene, they have the flashback.
At the H.G. Clements, I like that.
Yeah, I love that scene actually. That is like,
and he nagged, and he nagged, and he nagged. He just wore me down. please. Yeah, that was really nice. And what I like is this sets up the thing for later with the coffee. It's like the bits which are interwoven within the story.
Yeah.
Like, this is when the reveal. I remember the reveal of Lance being evil actually really shocked me. Like, I did not see it coming. Did you see it coming the first time?
No.
See, a lot of people
don't.
It was really good, and it's like, it had to be.
You don't really get any hints to it earlier, really.
But you actually get given all the information. You get given that it's been that many months and that long. So when everything, like, the Doctor like just gives that final jigsaw piece, and like then it all connects. It's like, holy shit, it's crazy. But yeah, so then the Doctor's watching people dance, and it's a really good song. Love Don't Roam. Highly rate it. It's a good song.
well, wait, where are we now? Sorry.
They're at the party. They go
The
to
party.
face
Yeah,
the
I'm sorry.
reception,
Going back a little bit, like
and she pretends
I
to
meant to
cry.
say before that. Okay, like yeah, before at the end of that. First of all, at the end of that like talking scene, I kind of just like the line. The
Oh
reception
yeah,
was planned, and everybody's gonna be heartbroken.
and they're dancing. I mean, there's a slight and yeah, Lance is dancing with that blonde girl, Neris, whatever. And there's a hint as
Yeah,
well that he doesn't
yeah,
actually like Donna.
yeah, just a subtle hint. Although, yeah,
It's not too subtle,
you
but
don't, you don't, you
as a
don't,
kid, you don't really notice it.
yeah, as a kid, you don't really notice. Yeah. And
And then I think
actually, one thing.
the
Oh,
biggest
sorry.
jarring thing I find in this is when the Doctor's watching people dance, he gets flashbacks to Rose from
Yeah, yeah,
and it's like, okay, can we move on, please? Like, we didn't need to see that.
yeah.
Like the bit at the start,
like
the bit at the start
you
with the
could
jacket worked. The bit at the start with the jacket worked.
yeah. No, I agree. You can imply that like just through actions. Like if you just had it on the Doctor's face, you could perhaps get that sense just as more effectively than just outright. Oh, look, it's the stuff from the previous season. Do you remember? Do you remember? You remember?
Yeah, basically, it's like, oh, do you remember Rose? Yeah, I loved her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then
Also, a thing that bugged me here. They show the camera of the wedding, and it's the exact same footage
Oh
as they had
yeah,
in the beginning. Like, there's not a different camera angle or anything, and it's just so glaring. Like, it's just like
it's like the camera was not at the end of the aisle
it was
where
not
Lance
there.
was.
Yeah,
It couldn't have got that shot. But yeah, so it was cool. I mean, it's nice, and it's like, oh, it's human armed, particles which can't be hidden by a biodamper. Dun dun dun. So then, yeah, like again, as a child, like you kind of don't really think about the Christmas tree until he turns to face the Christmas tree, and then yeah, it's baubles this time, which I quite liked actually.
I mean. I kind of got on a bit there about the earlier things. I won't go harp on it too long. I mean, it
But
was kind of
yeah,
an interesting twist on it. It's well, I mean, you kind of got what I jiggled it generally earlier, but yeah, it was an interesting, vaguely twist on it. Although they do the same thing with the music playing while horrible things are happening with the Christmas tree. Like it,
I like the guy who flips and hits the wedding cake. I
yeah, that was very overdramatic.
loved it. And yeah, so then he stops them with the sound system, which is pretty cool. And then as they shake apart, and then you see that the robot beneath, which is pretty cool as it breaks apart. And the Doctor tracks it, and then he knows that there's a spaceship out there. And we first see kind of Arachnos, but not completely.
Yeah, just had the inside the spaceship, which is a cool design actually. Just cover all the webbings all around and such.
At that point, we'd had no clue that it was going to be a spider or anything. So it's very, very cool.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't know if there'd been anything online, but from the point of a spoiler-free person, like that was the first that we saw of this creature. So that was very cool.
Maybe I don't actually remember if there's anything to do with the Arachnos before or not.
No, maybe.
I don't remember. I don't honestly remember.
I'll watch the trailer. See if there's anything in the trailer, like the TV trailer or something. Showed the star. It showed the Santas. Oh, it did show the spider.
Oh, okay. Well, that. I mean, that's not. Yeah. I mean, it's not like the BBC to keep a secret, is it?
To be fair, he's a very impressive monster.
Yeah.
But I'll get onto that
Yeah.
when we kind of officially meet it. So they go over to H.G. Clements, and there's a really good scene which was cut from the Christmas special, which is them in the Honda or something, and they're just going like over these speed bumps, and the Doctor's in the back, and it's like being in a hairdryer. It's a really nice scene, but like, yeah, I can see why it was cut. But actually, I really enjoyed that scene. And then yeah,
Maybe they could have shortened the taxi scene. They could have just
yeah, because I mean, he finds out earlier that H.G. Clements is tortured and everything, basically, and then they find it, and then they go down under the thing, and they find out they're at the Thames. I think that's pretty pointless. Like, cool.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the reason why
okay.
the reason why they tell you they're at the flood barrier, so you know where the water comes from later. Plus, they needed the liquid for the Huon particles, didn't they? So then it's like, oh,
the one bizarre thing, the segways.
Yeah.
Like, first off, why are there
there
segways down there in the first place?
It's
like
Lance when he went down there.
First off, there are free. Second off,
maybe Lance
this is some sort of weird research facility. This is so it's not. It's odd. Why segways? And second off, when in the scene itself, they just start laughing, like nothing setting it off.
Well,
no warning.
They're laughing. They're laughing at the situation. Is what's making them laugh.
I guess it feels weird though.
It is, really does. No. When I watched it, it was weird.
It's just like are they did the Joker's laughing gas leak into the Thames? I don't remember that part of the film.
Their fake laugh is pretty good, but it's just like it doesn't feel completely natural.
Yeah. That's about right.
So yeah, then they're there, and the Arachnos comes down, and it's a really cool scene. She is an awesome design.
The design is very impressive.
The design alone,
just the scale of it, and
it's scary as well. She's just scary. I love the voice as well. Eat you all up, schnicker schnacker.
Pick a packer.
Tricker tracker.
Yeah, the Arachnos was a great design. I wouldn't want to see the Arachnos return or anything.
No.
Great for this. It's a great design. Yeah,
because I mean, the good thing about it is they didn't really need the Arachnos to move, and if you tried to make Arachnos move, it would not look as good. It would
unless you outright CG there, but even then, that wouldn't be quite as convincing or anything.
It was beautiful what they made.
It was beautiful. And then we get the twist with Lance. I know you already kind of touched on it earlier.
So good.
But just the twist in his face and his general like tone and everything.
And like how he gets to the point
the actor who portrays him, like that was on point right there.
He was good. Though, to be fair, I still feel bad for him when he dies. Like,
yeah, well, it's not as I kind of imply later, you know, like, sure it was kind of a
dick move,
bad.
Yeah.
Although his intentions, just because he wanted to go see the stars, you know, it's kind of like
that was like a line from classic Who.
Yeah, so it's like
didn't it feel really?
Had he been in a different situation, had he at some point accidentally bumped into the Doctor or something, this could have entirely been different. It's just because he happened to find Arachnos as his one escape that he ended up forfeiting it with his life. Like it's harsh. Like it is.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, what he did to Donna, I guess, somewhat, you know, like. Yeah.
Yeah, so they go back in time and they see the creation of the Earth, which is quite a nice scene. This is the second breath of air. This is where they take one last breath before the big action scene at the end. And I really like it, the creation. And then there's Arachnos at the centre. That's pretty cool. Though.
Yeah. It is.
The physics behind me confuses because isn't it molten at the centre? But hey ho. Science fiction. Screw it.
Yeah, and I guess
I love the design of
even now the Arachnos web's in the centre of the Earth. So.
I love the design of Arachnos.
Actually, would that contradict? Because like,
that's where the Daleks were trying to get to.
Would that that and wasn't there something in Enemy of the World as well?
No, Enemy of the World. They're just controlling the. They were controlling.
Yeah, but weren't they using? No, maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I thought it had something to do with it. Not that that was the key like thing, but like that was like maybe a power source. I don't remember.
Can't
I don't
remember.
remember. But no, but yeah, it's kind of weird how they right made the Ragnos thing at the center of the earth. But it's kind of cool in its way as well, you know. Like a way to tie it into the story. Although that we never brought up again, despite there being a giant, great big spaceship at the center of our planet.
Yeah. I mean, like, the thing that I think is the biggest DX Machina is, like, having Lance being able to drink the amount to bring them back. It's like, I don't know, she explains it away with one line. And it's a bit like, oh, well, that's lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, funny
It
that.
brings the TARDIS back though, but I mean that's good because I mean literally the Doctor would have had loads of time, and then like he uses the spaceboard thing from Boomtown,
Oh,
you know that thing from
yeah. Actually, I found that
Series
kind of weird.
One.
Was that actually on the TARDIS beforehand? Because I didn't actually see it.
No,
was just kind
it pops up from the other side when it needed basically.
of. Actually, this is one kind of odd thing. Like, this is a very minor point, but how does the Ragnos reach up to cut people down from
That
the
is
webs?
yeah, that's the other is. Yeah.
How does it reach?
Well,
It's
to
just
be
like
fair,
it swings it in the air.
with its long legs, I think the spider can stand up on like 4 of its legs, so it could have pushed itself quite high up. But they didn't show the things cutting the string, and it made it feel really odd. The distance, yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't feel. It doesn't feel quite right. But like, I mean, Lance would have been screaming a while because like the journey to the center of the Earth would take a long time to fall.
Yep.
Just saying, like that would take a very, very, very long time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I mean, also when we get into that scene, like, it's lucky how there just happened to be one strand for Donna to swing on.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That was very lucky. Like, if that wasn't there,
I love that scene where like Donna's just like, and then it's like, "I'll catch you, twank." Thanks for nothing. You like that? It's very kind of childish comedic, but I still a
yeah.
smile
I, I
onto my
think I
face.
think I think yeah, it kind of felt odd just coming off of that after what happened to everyone else. Like, I think that again, like that's why I bring it up in the tonally thing. It's just so hmm.
Comedic, yeah.
It just feels kind of out of place. But also before this, because they leave. Well, no, they left to go to the end of the world. But no, that's the scene where Donna starts kind of tearing up.
Not end of the world, the creation of the world.
The creation, sorry, creation of the world. Look, Donna. Yeah, no, that's the part where Donna. That, you know, just Catherine Tate's face and the way she reacts, like when the doctor's just like, "Come on, do you have to see the outside?" And she's just kind of, you know, it's effective.
It was
It's
good.
effective there.
I mean, I still find it crazy that we
Yeah.
met Catherine Tate. Like, you watched that episode where like we met her
Briefly.
briefly.
After like
So
what,
many
2
hours
hours,
waiting.
3 hours.
No, well,
of
it was 2 hours waiting for the tickets, then like another hour just to meet her, so it was about 3 hours. But it was worth it for like 10 seconds.
waiting.
We got the signature. That's what we wanted.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, and then like this is the bit I always find weird. Like, how did the Doctor die down there? Like, even in like in Turn Left, ages later. Like, what would have actually killed the Doctor? Did he drown or
He
something?
drowned. That's what they said in the episode. Turn left.
But like
He
he's up,
drowned.
he's up on a ledge, like
It filled all the way up.
yeah, but like why would he just stand there? I guess he feels
Because
bad for killing children or
I
something.
think he was. Well, no, I wouldn't say just that. I think I think the implication. Well, he's not really himself at that moment. He's. I guess in a way, kind of still thinking of Rose. I guess. Just
Yeah,
kind
I
of
guess
like
yeah, maybe it's like a kind of suicidal thing. I guess
a little bit.
if you look in
Or
a
maybe
really
he's just not
you go
really
to the
thinking about it.
dark side of the Doctor's. I mean Russell T would know really like why.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of odd though. Like the fact that they're flooding like with the water in the Thames, how do you kind of restrict that? Well, I mean, they've kind of drained the entirety of the.
No, it's just he
Thames,
leaves. Remember, he leaves. That's the thing. Like, because Donna's like, that's enough.
No. I meant like so all the water's drained in, like, and they completely drain out the Thames by having it.
Yeah, the
like,
thing is
all
that
go down
hole.
there.
That hole is so big to the center of the earth. Like, even if all that water had got in, that would not have filled up all the way down to the center of the earth and that room.
How would they have refilled the Thames?
You just open up the dam doors and it comes in from the sea.
But there's still a hole in it.
Well, no, they
down.
closed the hole. I mean, the doctor only like blew up holes. You just patch those holes. Torchwood would have it covered, or some government, unit would cover. But yeah.
Okay, and actually, I think we kind of missed the scene where it's just like the Doctor talking to the Arachnos before that. It's just kind of
yeah, it's like their time. Yeah, I love it when like he opens the door and there's the robot there, and they actually leave it, and the next you see it, there's the robot, and then he's disguised as a robot. I like that quite a lot.
Also, pocket.
Pockets. Yeah, pockets.
Bigger on the inside.
That was nice.
Like that makes so much sense after everything. Like it just. Like, you don't really think about it, but that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
And, despite, it making not quite as much sense why the Doctor would just kind of stand there entirely, although, it depends on how you interpret it, I suppose. But David Tennant does the ruthlessness just so well.
Yeah, it has that look of, like...
Really, like, when he wants to show that fury, he really shows that fury. Let me tell you.
Yeah. It's good stuff. And then, so then the babies die. And then she goes back up to the spaceship and she's like, I'll laser everyone pointlessly.
Just as revenge, I guess. And then he's shot down by a strike ordered by Mr. Saxon.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty shitty way for the villain to go. A really cool villain like the Arachnos. I think she should have just died that.
Again, very similar to Christmas Invasion.
Yeah, just getting shot down.
Only thing is that, again...
She was attacking the Arachnos.
Yeah, this one wasn't peaceful. It wasn't a peaceful retreat or anything. But, again, very similar to Christmas Invasion in that regard.
Yeah.
The scenes with the Arachnos is good, but, it just...
The ending kind of sucks.
It's okay. I mean,
For the villain. For the villain,
yeah.
I like how he uses the baubles and controls them. That's good.
Yeah, that was a smart kind of way to incorporate that back.
It's really well intertwined, the story. All the information's there for you. You're never, sitting there questioning, oh, how's this? The only thing is, the Lance bit, it might be there when you rewatch it. Just put the explanation she gives on screen. But I think it's pretty weak. I know, the amount that they need or some rubbish like that. So then they try and make him drink it by putting a sock over his mouth or something. Which actually I think would just make him drown because they couldn't breathe at all because they were pouring it over his nose as well. So that wouldn't have helped. But then it ends, the Doctor returns home and he makes it snow, which is always nice at the Christmas special, having some snow.
Yeah, with a weird ability to create snow, which is never, ever brought up again.
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
Or anything like that.
It's usually...
In fact, on alien planets, that'd help in so many situations.
Yeah.
Something's burning on fire. Well, I can just make it rain. Or something.
No, I think
it's a very.
I think with snow, he makes the moisture in the air.
Actually, that would have been an interesting ending to Death in Heaven. The Doctor just steps into the TARDIS, changes the atmosphere to sunny, and they never rained on the Cybermen.
Yeah.
Instead of that.
No, he just makes it snow instead.
But that's still with the water though, because it still might end up.
It would have to melt eventually, but then they'd have enough time to scoop up all that snow.
Well, how would you do that? How would you scoop up all the snow in the world? Well, not in the world, but in
those locations. Well, that's not too much. If you get all of UNIT, all of the army, that would be enough.
Yeah, but as you pick it up, it kind of melts.
Shush, comrade, stop breaking the rules. People aren't here to talk about Death in Heaven. We're here to talk about the Runaway Bride. So then she's going, And like she screams and he comes out, it's like, blimey, you can shout. I was so surprised that she turned it down. Mad. I wonder what happened. Do you think like Catherine Tate was like, I'll just do this one special, and then afterwards I'll like, will you come back in the future or what?
Um, I don't know exactly. I think it'd be more of a case of Donna was meant to be one of probably. I think the reception to her was pretty good, and maybe they thought when figuring out the next companion and asking Catherine if she was up for it or not, maybe they just decided that was the good moment, I guess. I mean, I don't actually know, but I don't think it was ever planned for Donna to be permanent.
Oh,
As
yeah,
far as I know, um,
yeah.
I mean, because it'd be weird just not to have her just be the companion then and there if they were actually planning it.
Yeah, interesting. I know, I'm trying to look through notes at the moment, see if it's on here.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. I wonder, like, maybe she just didn't really want to do a full series. Or like, will you do a full series? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, she says it at the very beginning of the TARDIS wiki. Though Donna Noble did return for a full series of her own, the original plan for her to only appear in this episode.
So she just got enough like fandom.
Like Astrid or Jackson Lake or Christina and all
Yeah,
follow. It's just meant to be one of those, but hey.
fan
There you go.
demand.
Well, I don't think there was overwhelming demand or anything, but I think she was liked well enough, and the production team were probably liked her enough. I don't think people were literally like clamoring on the streets for Donna to return necessarily.
I was
But
very happy when she was returning.
yeah, well, actually, it was kind of interesting because they actually didn't announce that Donna was returning. They announced that Catherine Tate was going to be the companion. So initially, there was like, we're not even sure if she was actually going to return as Donna
Oh,
or
it
if
was
she's
going to
going
be
to be playing someone
The
completely.
Clara situation.
So, or someone, well, no, not even just the two, like the same character, but not. But yeah, they just said Catherine Tate is returning as the next companion. Like, I remember the news wrapping, they were like, we don't know yet if she's going to be returning as Donna or somebody completely different. You know, because for all intents and purposes, they could have. It would have been weird,
Yeah.
but she could have.
Anyway, so it kind of wraps it up, and there's a trailer at the end for series 3, which basically just shows about the first 4 episodes. Really, don't think they kind of finished much else.
No.
But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of it. So I guess it's on to the 3 good points. Make it sound like there's none. It's not really any. I hate this.
No. I mean, I wasn't.
Zero
I
out of
wasn't.
zero.
That was a hum. That wasn't a none.
It sounded like a very disappointed.
I know that's just a thinking thing. That wasn't a disappointed thing.
It sounded disappointed.
Well, I think you need to work on your interpretation skills.
Comment below. Was it disappointing? Did it sound disappointing? Because I'm going with disappointing here. We need a
You're
poll.
disappointing.
I know. Don't tell the world.
Well, too late.
Oh, screw you and Merry Christmas.
You're
Anyway,
getting cold for Christmas.
so 3 good points. You ready? Because I can go with this one.
You go.
I'll go. So freaking hell, the Arachnos! What an amazing monster! That is definitely a highlight for this episode. Like a freaking highlight, that one. 2, like the conversations between Donna and the Doctor are just great. There's not ever a crappy scene between them. And 3, I'd say the story is actually pretty strong where it does its own thing, especially where it's interwoven all the information, which turns out to be Lance's betrayal. It's all there. You can see it's all there. They just don't give you the final piece about how long, the Huon particles need to be given to someone. But it's all very good. And yeah, but definitely it's worth just the Arachnos alone. It's such an awesome monster. Really, really good.
I second the first two. So I agree that the Arachnos is a great design. Yeah, I really cool kind of creature. A nice one-off villain, really. Just kind of an impressive spectacle with a kind of interesting backstory. And, is effectively played and all that. So, yeah, no, I like that. And the interactions between Doctor and Donna, very much agree as well. David Tennant and Catherine Tate really do bounce off each other great. It's continued throughout series 4, and even onto like the audio adventures that they're doing. Although I haven't had a chance to properly sit down and listen to all of them. From the short clips that they kind of released beforehand. Like they just work so well off each other. They really do. I'd say. Possibly the taxi scene as a whole, just the on the highway, not them finding the taxi while we're I criticised earlier. But when they're on the motorway with the taxi scene, it's a nice scene, and the Doctor like talk about Rose before to jump, just to kind of bring that extra assurance. It was just a generally like really nice spectacle and a cool scene. It's just lucky that there wasn't like motorway traffic like there usually is.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that would have been a problem.
There's that one interesting bit when it's on that slipstream and it nearly crashes in that car. I'm wondering how they did that, like what permissions or how they blocked off a road to do that. Like, it's a very dangerous stunt. I'm just very interested in how they did that.
That's probably in Doctor Who Confidential somewhere.
Maybe. But anyway, yeah. So
yeah, they're my three.
Cool. So I guess 3 bad points. Mine is probably the reusing of too many rehashes from Invasion. I think either use just one of the 3, either use the pilot fish or the Christmas tree or the big spaceship at the end getting shot down. Just use one of those 3. I think they could have been a bit more inventive with the way that the Arachnos got killed. I'd say that probably there's I don't know, sometimes I feel like that thing with it being a bit all over the place kind of works at Christmas, because it is a rush of emotions at Christmas time. There's some sad, there's some happy. So I don't know, for a Christmas special, I feel like the all over the place with the general feel it's going for is actually kind of a bit passable for this.
I think they did it better last time, though.
True.
Times after that.
Okay, I'd say probably the taxi scene. The pockets joke goes on way too much, so many times. I think they say the word pockets probably more than you'd expect in an episode. Joke is at least 4 times, and it's the pockets are bigger on the inside, which is basically joking about the pockets thing. And if his pockets are bigger on the inside, he must have money on him. I mean, come on.
Somewhere.
Yeah, like you can't have both. You either have normal pockets with no money in, or you have pockets which are bigger on the inside which have money in. Like, come on, Doctor. You go to Earth enough.
I mean,
he goes to Earth.
He has a lot of alien money in there, and he just can't find the human money.
And the segue laughing bit's a bit weird. Those are my 3 bad.
Alright. So, the reuse of stuff from last year, like, it wouldn't even be so bad if it was just the pilot fish, but like outright like the Christmas tree and bits of the plot, feel like right out of last year. And like they tried to make it bigger and better. They just tried to make it kind of like almost a supercharged version of Christmas Invasion in some ways. But when it tries to be that, it's just not that good in my eyes anyway. I just kind of roll my eyes at it. I just kind of feel like, okay, cool, this is just like the last Christmas. Couldn't you have done something else? What if you had new robots? What if you had not a Christmas tree, but, I don't know, freaking exploding presents or something? What if the Arachnos got away? I don't know. It's like, just do some interesting things with the story and the stuff within it that just didn't bring too much like the last year, because it really does just kind of distract, I guess, from just everything else. Tonally, I would say definitely it is just doesn't quite make up its mind. Like I get the there's always supposed to be a bit of a flux of different emotions within like a Christmas story, and you're supposed to feel happy, and you can, But as I said briefly just now, several other stories have done it much better. The Christmas Invasion did that so much better. Like, there are some nice, well-fitting moments of comedy in that don't feel out of place. Like, it all feels like, one tonally story, basically. It just meshes together much better. Here, like, okay, like, some of it works. Other bits of it is just like, why? Why? So, and I guess the other one, a lot of actually that covers a lot of it. I'd say the scene with the Doctor just kind of being at the dance and just kind of seeing flashbacks of Rose was just kind of like...
Oh, yeah, actually, I forgot that.
I just kind of...
Jarring.
It was, yeah, it just didn't need to be there. Like, if you just left it on David Tennant's face there, that would have got you so much more. You could just imply that from just his face there, as opposed to outright showing you showing you the Rose moments, because that just makes it like... It feels like it's cramming it, like, it's just... It just feels off, like, Showing is more powerful... Well, showing is more powerful than telling in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Which is what might have really helped in this moment. They just held it on David Tennant's face. Then I think that could have been a powerful moment. But as it stands, it's just kind of... Ugh.
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 But yeah, okay, so nerdy, I guess. So, some controversy about filming this story is hotel guests were awakened by gunfire and explosions during the filming, and one person had just returned from conflict in Israel, so that's not very good.
Yeah.
So, it was filmed in July, late July, and Tennant was quoted as saying he was blinking boiling. Which is a very polite way of saying it.
As mentioned briefly, they had the 4-minute clip of the taxi scene in the Children in Need thing from way before, which became kind of a semi-consistent
thing. Sometimes it was an original part, sometimes it was a preview.
I know, it's been such a long time since it's been an original thing. Like, I kind of miss it being an original thing, It's kind of cool whenever they did that. But anyway, first appearance of Donna, and Catherine Tate was unable to attend the initial read-through. And they had David Tennant's then girlfriend read in his place, who was
Sophia Miles from Girl in the Fireplace, who played Antoinette. I can't pronounce it. Whatever, the French one, who was the main person, which is really interesting that David kind of started dating
Madame de Pompadour.
That's it. Yeah, like dating people from the show, basically.
Yeah, no.
Because his now wife was from the show, so that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's just funny how that ends up worked out.
I was gonna say, like, that makes it kind of, because like when she kisses him in that, I mean, like, they go for it. So
it wasn't. I mean, they met on the set of that, so it wasn't like a beforehand thing or anything.
They would have met at read-throughs and stuff, and there's all the bits in between set. You don't know when they shot that.
No, but yeah. It's true. They met during the production is the key thing. And even still, they wouldn't have known each other for that long if that was the case.
Yeah, the reprise of the scene of Runaway Bride where she's like, what? Had to be reshot due to discontinuity between lighting because cinematographers were different, which is interesting. There was a scene which was removed where the Doctor actually took Rose's jacket and threw it out into space. He angrily threw Rose's clothing into space and then shut the TARDIS doors. But they took it out for being melodramatic. It's not even in the deleted scenes. No one's ever going to see it.
Yeah, that's
really weird.
That wouldn't have. that would have been just bizarre if that was the case.
So yeah, so Merry Xmas everybody. Christmas fact here is has been in Doctor Who a few times. It was in this one, it was in Turn Left, it was in the Christmas Invasion, and it's also in Last Christmas where like she's dancing to it. This is the first time the Doctor references Gallifrey by name on screen, which is pretty crazy. Thinking about it, because I always thought it was during the traffic jam one. What's it called? Oh, Christ.
Gridlock.
That's it. I knew it began with G.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Yeah,
the
he's gonna
type.
refer to it as his planet. There was supposed to be a Torchwood helicopter for certain shots, but was turned down. They created fake banknotes for this, for the scene where the Doctor explodes money, which had the face of David Tennant and Phil Collinson on it, which was later shown off to the world through a Doctor Who Facebook page what it actually was, because it's like basically impossible to see the thing itself with
They did it really well, yeah.
being that it wasn't HD or anything.
But yeah, so a new version of the Doctor Who logo was introduced in this episode, and it's the first time the logo has changed without the title sequence changing with it, which is quite crazy. And this is
fit all the marketing promotion.
Yeah. Interesting fact, the title sequence reverts to its original colours from Series 1 after being modified for Series 2, which is a bit interesting. I wonder why they did that.
Maybe because they preferred the series. I don't know.
Another deleted scene mentioned by Tennant and Gardner during their commentary involved Dr. Donna and Lance travelling to HD in Donna's pink smart car during the sequence. David, Tennant's parents, his sister-in-law and two nieces all appeared as extras in the background. However, none of them ended up in the finished episode. That's quite sad.
Also would have appeared, had Mrs. Croot from Love and Monsters appear as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, as herself? Or
Yeah.
what was she going to be doing?
Just there, I guess. I don't know.
Who was she in that? Croot. Oh, her! The one who was like, she was the lady who pointed out to Elton where the
Oh no, this is the other thing. This is not the one you were talking about. Sorry, that was the one. That was the
old lady.
the bus to get to Donna's wedding reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Not the smart car.
She was like, that's the Tylers, blah blah blah, so on. Yeah. So some errors. Donna's wearing trainers when she asks a lady for 10 quid. You can see them. She's just wearing some comfortable trainers. Even though it's supposed to be Christmas, it was filmed in the summer, of course, because all the trees have leaves on them, as you can see. Donna returns to the reception. The Doctor borrows a gentleman's phone. You can see a menu item that says play, which is obvious that the H.C. Clements search string is a movie clip on the phone. The mask of the roboform, which abducts Donna in the taxi, has eye lenses on its Santa mask, which change from plain blue to fake eyes, like those seen on the masks of other designed roboforms. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So yeah, the Arachnos actually did return, but in audio, Empire of Arachnos with the fifth Doctor, I think it is. There's also the board and Santa's returned.
I think we don't think we need to go through all of the.
They mentioned the Saxon, which was first mentioned. But yeah, there's a lot in this one actually.
Yeah. Well, I think the story notes would have been enough. I think
there's a lot. You could probably edit some of those out.
Yeah. Isn't it like in previous ones we just do the just the notes, I think. I don't think we need to do all of it.
I kind of got rambling. They're so interesting, though. I got pulled in. Shh. Anyway, so conclusion. Conrad.
Okay.
Conclude for us.
So, this story, in some ways is an enjoyable romp. Like, it's what you'd expect for a Christmas special, It's kind of fun. It has deeper moments, it has light-hearted moments. But, if you watch the Christmas Invasion, a lot of it will feel familiar. both in terms of story structure and in terms of what actually appears in the story, which is off-putting. There are some very neat things here. The Rachnos definitely, and how they like integrate like the baubles later on, and the interaction between the Doctor and Donna definitely are really strong like throughout the story. And like yeah, I know we haven't talked about it as much throughout the story, but like really, it's that kind of props the entire thing up. Like everything around it is just okay, maybe at best. Like, but just them together is like really enjoyable. Although, yeah, if you want to watch that, I guess perhaps watching series 4 might be the more episodes in series 4 would be the more preferable option. I don't think this is a bad story by any means. It's a good Christmas story. Like if you're just looking for something which would be
Just fun.
entertaining, yeah, just fun, vaguely, just a bit entertaining, or I guess yeah, if you just want to, if you like series, if you, I mean, I don't know why you would have not watched this and watched series 4, but if you're not, seeing where Donna came from is a thing.
Origin
It's
story.
okay. Yeah, yeah. There are definitely good aspects. I don't think, but when you look at this, and when you look at, and I know this might be a little harsh, but if you look at when you look at this, and then you look at Void to the Damned, like,
That's a big
what do you
contrast, isn't it?
see? There's a massive, massive leap, like, between the two episodes. Like, seriously, like it's like you're watching two completely different shows at that point.
Yeah.
In terms of like just the outright leaping quality that Void to the Damned brings. But I'm not here to critique Void to the Damned, but I'm just pointing out, like, you just look at, where this story stands, its scale, its ambition, and what it tries to do, and it's just kind of, you just think of it like, maybe it's not so great. Like, it's a childhood favourite. I mean, all the stories of this season were, but, like, it's fine to watch. This isn't any bad story. But I'd say, and there are several good aspects to this story, but as a whole, I'd say it kind of very much kind of hits that middling ground, and ultimately gets my score of a 5 out of 10. Like it's good. It's nothing great. It's nothing spectacular, but it's passable. It's like it's good. You'll have a good time with it. You'll enjoy watching it and move on. It's not anything you'll really like, even necessarily remember. Like, because I watched it. I mean, like there are certain moments, such as the money moment on the Rachnos in general, but everything between that, like you won't necessarily remember that well. I know I didn't until I watched it again, like a year or so ago. But that's just my thoughts on it.
Sure.
On to you, Nick.
Um, yeah, I kind of disagree. I think you're marking it quite harshly, actually. I think for having to do what it did last year, but try and top it, I think that was the problem because the first year was so good. This one had to top it,
Hmm.
and in some ways, I'd say it did. I mean, there was more Doctor in it, which was definitely an improvement over the year before, because obviously Christmas Invasion was more Rose's Christmas special rather than the Doctor being in it, because obviously David was asleep for a lot of it, which built up for a good climax. But you know, when you want to see a new Doctor, you want to see a new Doctor kind of thing. You want to see a lot of him, and that's why I quite like 11th Hour, because you got quite a lot of screen time with the Doctor. Um, but yeah, so good. I like the villain. Villain design's good. They do copy a lot, but I mean they copy it kind of well enough for it to be passable. It's not like shit copying. It's not like when they've used the Autons since, like the Auton, yeah. But yeah, no, I find it enjoyable. The jokes mostly land, some don't, some get overdrawn out. So yeah, there's obviously some weaknesses here. But definitely as a Christmas special, it definitely hits the mark. I remember coming out of this one, we were incredibly satisfied. Um, just with that, it was worth the wait of all those months to see it for sure. I remember that clearly, being very, very having seen that, and it was one of the ones I look forward to most rewatching. All those years later in 2010, when I got like the box sets, I was very excited to rewatch it, especially as I got them at Christmas. So it was watch the Christmas specials at Christmas. Um, so yeah, I mean, good performances, and Donna obviously came back because she was good enough, and you can see why in this episode why she does come back. So I give the Runaway Bride actually a 7 out of 10, I think. Um, but yeah, I can't actually remember what I gave for Christmas Invasion, because which would you rate higher, Christmas Invasion over this, I guess?
Oh, Christmas Invasion easily. Like tonally it works. Like I think the threat is consistently like there and is always kind of in the focus. So like you're always a little bit on edge. And the scope of that story is just so much more ambitious than this. Like they have a whole like thing with the government, and they have like this thing like they introduce like so many interesting elements to it and make it feel bigger and more interesting. And the Sycorax, I really like. I know the Rakdos is a cool villain, but so is the Sycorax, So it's kind of like
Yeah, the cigarettes were very
both,
cool.
and it's just kind of moral conflicts at the ending. It's just that stinger. It's just so good in like most of its aspects. And again, like it was totally original. It was consistent in its tone, and it was very ambitious in its scope. This just kind of feels like it's trying to be that in a lot of ways, but doesn't hit the mark a lot of the time. Don't get me wrong, 5 out of 10. I think people tend to always forget this. 5 out of 10 is not a bad score. It's not like it's average. It's in the middle. It's a middling score. Like I think people tend to rate 5 out of 10 as worse than it actually is. But yeah, no, easily Christmas Invasion is better. Easily the upcoming David Tennant Christmas specials are better. And even some of the Matt Smith ones, like
I'm
not
excited
all
for
of
next
them.
year. Next year will be a lot to talk about.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I can't wait to start talking about that story.
It is.
I've already got it planned out in my head.
That is a preparation right there.
Yeah, and again, that I think that does kind of speak to this story, speak about this story. You look at that story. That story is as ambitious as heck, and succeeds on so many levels. And you just look at this, and it's just like, okay, it's just, ugh.
Yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10 last year. I know I kind of think they're on par. I think the thing is that there's some things I like more about one, some things I like more about the other. And that's why I know I just can't judge one higher than the other.
I always appreciate something that's trying to do something new as opposed
Yeah,
to
that's
trying
true.
to ape something else. And in most cases, not every case, but in most cases, the original just kind of is better, just partially based on its freshness, and just partially based on you know, like
You know.
trying to be something else is not always beneficial to the product you're actually making. As I said, the best moments of this is when it's doing its own thing, whether it be the Ragnos or what they're doing with Lance and his subplot within that, or Donna in general, like being a totally different kind of character to any kind of protagonist character in Doctor Who as a whole. But I'm not going to hold that to the episode itself, purely based on the fact that, of course, Donna comes back. If you want to watch a Donna story, you have other Donna stories to watch her in. Where she's arguably better.
Yeah.
So I can see what you mean, but in my head, like my inner child is kind of crying right now, and I was thinking before going into it, I was fully set to give it like around a 7. I thought, man, I used to love this story. This is going to be great. But I just kind of took a step back, Just because I loved it in my childhood doesn't mean I can't sit back here and look at it for what it is. I enjoy the story. It's a fun story, And as I said, 5 out of 10, average. It's a fun story. It has several good aspects. if you're watching the series, this isn't one to like miss or anything. You're gonna have a good time, but not a lot more. It's
like a hooker.
Yeah, I guess if you want to go that way.
You have a decent time, but afterwards you're kind of left feeling empty.
You're just kind of done with it and ready to move on to the next one, which might give you a bit more longevity.
Yeah, next episode is Smith and Jones.
Nah. Well, I mean in terms of Christmas.
Oh, in terms of Christmas, yeah, boy.
That's what I was. That's what I was.
It's always
not Chris Smith and Jones necessarily.
I remember I used to try every Christmas and marathon the Doctor Who Christmas specials, but it's become a bit impossible.
It's gone too long.
Yeah, it's become a bit impossible. I managed it when it was about the Widow Wardrobe. I managed it, but yeah. After that, thing is, the problem is the end of time. It's like you kind of had to watch part 2, even though it didn't air on Christmas. If you watch part 1, so that really lengthens it.
That is true. That is true.
It's like if you watch part 1 of End of Time, you kind of have to watch part 2. Oh, how are we going to do that? I think we need to discuss that. But that's not for the podcast. So thank you very much for listening to this very jolly Christmas special.
Slightly conflicting, slightly depressing Christmas special.
Hopefully we didn't anger you on Christmas Eve.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think... Certainly compared to the other Christmas specials, I don't think this one is
true.
held up as a high regard anyway.
Widow
I don't think
Wardrobe will get it hard.
Again, this hurts me as well. I loved this story as a kid. Like... I was like, oh, look at the cool designs. Look at the arachnos.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I think
but that was the same with every
a lot
story.
More to young. I think it appeals more to children in terms of they've seen the rehash. I think maybe the repetitiveness of like repeating stuff made it more exciting for a kid because they knew something which the others didn't. Like they knew that the trees were dangerous, and the people on the TV didn't know it was dangerous. So you're like looking at the TV like, oh, quick, run away, because you knew it was dangerous and they didn't. But yeah, we're getting very long now. We're hitting an hour and a half. This is the feature length.
It's still like because I know we decided to kind of combine the two parts into one like solid video. This can still be counted as a Christmas bumper episode now, and with that sketch we did earlier, provided we did that sketch earlier, it should be well over an hour and a half. So it's a full on Christmas bumper episode. So it's still worked out at the end, even if it's not.
Hopefully we packed up your Christmas Eve, which are usually boring. I think it's Saturday.
This is going to be a lengthy editing job.
The last bit is always just the little Christmas version of our poster. Maybe you can add the Ragnos in or something.
Yeah, we need to edit together a new one because
if you haven't edited a new one, I'm gonna actually thumbs down our own video.
No, don't worry. I will do that. I will do that.
All good. I guess we're partway through the batch, so see you for the next bit of the batch that we recorded this
which was probably recorded 6 months ago, maybe even now. So it's really bizarre because as we've been watching, we've been discussing at moments episodes which have been it's just like, oh, the Master's hypnosis powers might come into Extremis this week.
Yeah.
It's just
God. Life got the better of us.
Yep. But the better of me.
Yeah. God, comrade.
Sorry, the allure of Mario Odyssey is just too strong.
Yeah, that was in October, which only came out a few weeks ago. What about the time in between, Conrad?
The draw of Breath of the Wild was too strong.
Yeah, but that was March, so now let's go.
I haven't beaten it yet. I still haven't beaten it, and I probably still wouldn't have beaten it by the time you're listening to this.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm probably still busy playing Mario Odyssey.
We'll probably be on batch 10 and you still want to finish Breath of the Wild, so this is...
Oh, then fairness, I'm on 80 something now. Anyway, we're getting off topic compared to what we're supposed to be talking about.
Nice king. Thanks for that. Anyway, so we'll see you next week for whatever episode is next week in the batch.
Yeah, it depends on when I get these finished, I guess.
So subscribe.
Or not. No. Don't be like this episode and follow the one from before. You gotta be unique. You gotta be the Voyage of the Damned, not the Runaway Bride.
That is interesting. I see. I thought you were gonna go with a Lance reference. That was different. See, I would have gone with Lance. That was good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Thank you.
You were unique. You didn't get
Yes.
it. I thought you were gonna go. So, Conrad, you should definitely subscribe to our channel.
I already am.
Oh shit! Oh snap! So yeah.
Although I never watch your own videos because I just can't listen to myself.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you listen to yourself while you edit, so.
That too. And I've already seen the videos. Well, except for like news videos, but I mean, I recorded that. I was there. I remember.
Okay, Conrad, we're getting off topic now.
Are we?
So we'll see you next week. Boy!
Boy!
Ho ho ho.
Yee.
What was that?
Yee.
I don't remember Santa making that noise.
Well, in my continuity, in my fan fiction, Santa goes yee yee yee. After
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that next year. I hope I remember next year I do that. Okay. Bye.
Bye.